going on, y'all? Hope everybody had a really good Sunday evening. I just want to holler at you guys on a few things regarding the Cowboys today. Cowboys were on a bye week today, so one of the main things I wanted to reiterate to everybody is the Cowboys are 5-1. Just letting y'all know that. So all the haters, keep on hating. Because you're doing us a favor. Every time you hate on us, Cowboys keep shining, baby. So I want to let y'all know, Cowboys are 5-1. Wanted to bring to attention a few things that I've noticed about the Cowboys this week. Well, actually pertaining to last week. They really are a tight-knit group, despite the way the media tries to portray them. This issue with Dak versus Romo, I promise you it's not having any kind of effect on this team. A lot of people like to make harsh judgments on Jason Garrett. And of course it's due in part because of his win-loss record. I get it. You know what I mean? He's a little bit over 500. He doesn't strike you as the most tactician, the kind of tactician that makes you go, ooh, look at what he came up with. I get it. However, one thing that cannot be put past you fans who doubt him is the fact that this group is very, very unshaken. Are they passionate? Yes. It's football, baby. If you're not passionate, why are you strapping on your helmet and going out there? If it's regarding to distractions, I can't think of, for the life of me, a team that has done a great job at handling the distractions that the media tries to throw on them. It's like every week I'm seeing this team get thrown random stories, random information that does not even make any sense. Like, the FS1 undisputed Skip Bayless nonsense where he's coming up with reasons and issues to create chaos with the Cowboys organization, and all they keep doing is keep working. All they keep doing is working. So I really don't see it as an issue. I don't really see this Dak versus Romo thing a real issue. Now let me get deep into some things, okay? A few days ago, I let people know specifically that I did not want to see Romo on the football field. Not because I'm a hater, not because he's not better than anybody else. The dude has arrived as a top quarterback in this league. However, it did not come without a price. The years that he has taken crazy punishment from a weak offensive line, the years of having to carry the football team on his back has worn on him. And I really don't care to see what we have in him because I already know. I watched Cowboys football for years. And one of the main things I want to tell you specifically who are watching and who are listening, it's not that I want to get rid of Romo or I love Dak as much or more. It's the fact that I know how physical the game is. I've seen and heard the constant reports that go on with these players that go through constant, brutal punishment. And the last thing we see for a number of us is players dealing with issues after the sport is done. The CTE stuff is no joke. The chronic back pain, the issues with knees and arms and elbows, and it's just crazy. The game is physical. And with that being said, for you guys who sit here and say, let's go find out what Romo has. We need to give him one more chance. Like, honestly, I feel like most of you guys are not satisfied, will not be satisfied until you see Romo walking around here with a crutch or a cane or sitting in a wheelchair as a paraplegic. Like, what is there more that you need to see from this guy that makes you think, honestly, that he can just run out there and play legitimate? I've done my research. I watched the games from last year. His offense was at a peak, and they struggled immensely even with Romo out there. Yeah, we won games. We're supposed to win games. We have a little bit more of a talented team when he's out there. But we were not killing it as most people like to make you think. The 2014 squad was not out there last year. Yeah, we said Dez was not out there. Yeah, we get that. But even when Dez was out there during that game against the Giants in week 1, the Cowboys was playing terrible. And we had no business winning that game. We won by a miracle. And that game in of itself, to me, was Romo's last legitimate game without having to deal with issues, because I feel like he was still hurt. I don't know what happened at some point during the preseason in 2014, or what happened, preseason 2015, or what happened during the offseason during 2015. But when he came out there on that football field, they were struggling immensely. And I feel like, honestly, he had some shortcomings that hurt really, really bad for the football team. Yeah, we had a chance to win in those games, but we weren't killing it like we were in December 2014 when we were putting up 40 points against Andrew Luck, throwing up 35 plus against the likes of the Chicago Bears and the Redskins, and dominating and winning those hard NFC East games against the Philadelphia Eagles to put us in a position to win a division. The way the Cowboys looked 2014 with Romo was vastly different than 2015. Everybody want to give me numbers. Okay, fine. You can go ahead and sell me on the numbers, but I have eyes. And I can see when I'm looking at a football team what they really, really have and what they don't. And they didn't have the mojo last year. And that's with a healthy, so-called healthy Romo. So I'm trying to tell you guys, there is no need whatsoever to rush Romo out. You want to try the Cleveland Browns game? Be my guest. But in my head, there's no way in my head that I'm thinking that the Cleveland Browns, who just lost their 7th game of the year, are not looking to end the Cowboys season by knocking Romo out. If we happen to get there and be 6-1 by beating the Eagles and then facing them, there's no way that you can put it past me that they are not on point with trying to do some damage to this team. So I'm right now trying to tell you guys, slow your roll on trying to put Romo out there and thinking it's going to recapture 2014 all over again. You are going to be for a rude awakening. I'm going to put to you like this, and I just got to talk to my homeboy with this, because we talked a lot about it, and he 100% on board with me and agreement with me and the Dak versus Romo perspective. You look at Cowboys with Dak Prescott, they don't have to worry so much about tailoring the practices to protect him. There is no such thing as Dak Tuesdays or Dak Thursdays where he gets a day off because he got to protect him from the rigors of practice. He's working every day, gaining the actual flow with the offense, working the kinks out. And every week you see it on the football field, he's getting better. Now, pair that with Romo's Wednesdays. If you guys are not familiar with it, that's a time in the week where he sits out practice after practicing Monday, Tuesday, and then Thursday, have a day off. Now, yes, that helps to benefit the offense, but for me, I like to have players out there all the time practicing. It works out all the kinks and the consistency flows. So my thinking is here, why would it benefit me as a player on the team to see a quarterback, off and on to protect him? We have a quarterback that does not necessarily need all that protection. He's going to go out there and play regardless because he has the body of work to do it, the body to handle it, and also the wherewithal to handle the offense. Like last year, for all those who want to see Romo so bad, think about how frustrating it was to see Romo go rush out there injured, gets the Miami Dolphins, and then go against Carolina on a short week and look horrible. Okay, he looked terrible. The 2 turnovers, the pick sixes, that was hurtful to watch. And that was because he didn't practice all week with the team and he was hurt. That's the part that gets me upset because you guys want him out there, but he's not 100%. And you have a quarterback now who carries the team just as good as Romo, if not better. You can call about the big plays are not there. Who cares about big plays? I'm looking at W's. Okay? I'm looking at wins and how the team responds to adversity. They respond just fine. And I'm telling you right now, I'd rather have a situation where I don't have to sit there and wonder if this is the last go-around we see of the player known as Tony Romo. We need to see Dak more and Romo less. We already know we got with him. And just by happenstance, if it just happens, okay? Lord help us if it does. But if Dak just happens to get hurt, miss a game, you do have Romo. Do you not see my logic here? You do have a decent backup to fall back on versus trying to throw him out there and rush him when he doesn't need to be. Okay? I really wish you guys would hear me on this. Like, if it was for real, I would write a petition. I've said this multiple times. I think I keep saying the same thing, but I'm just saying I like the fact that Cowboys in a position right now where they don't need to do anything extra. There's no need to rush. Just sit back and chill and enjoy it. You know, I venture out to say the rest of the league is scared of what we will or won't do. They're scared. They're scared of the potential of Dak and Zeke running through this league. And if by chance we get injured with the quarterback, we got Romo to lean on, who's won a lot of games. I just don't want to see the dude tear his back up, and then before you know it, he's a paraplegic with his wife and his son. I mean, is it all about you guys trying to dispel the narrative that Romo is a winning Super Bowl winning quarterback? Like, let me put this on y'all too. Tony Romo is a walking miracle. Do you realize that had it not been for Quincy Carter and his marijuana possession issues, Romo wouldn't even be here? And the mere fact that he is an actual winning quarterback in this league does not mean he has to win the Super Bowl to prove everybody wrong. It's not even always about that. Because if it was about Super Bowls, we'd be sitting here talking about who's better, Eli Manning or Joe Flacco. Get my point? So my thinking is, don't tell me specifically it's all about, we want to see Romo out there one more time. That means you want to see him try to win a Super Bowl so that you can shout it out to the haters all over the world. I told you Romo's a top 10 quarterback. He can win a Super Bowl. See, I told you. And I'm like, I'll be sitting over saying that's not about that. It's not about that at all. In fact, it's all about the team. What is best for the team long term? It doesn't hurt Romo to sit on the bench. The man has a brilliant football mind. If you ever heard him talk about how to break down and beat a defense and dissect and look at the different coverages and how to call different audibles and things like that, the man is brilliant. Coaching is where it's at for him, or being an analyst. Trust me, the Cowboys will be fine. I just don't want them rushing Romo just because it's him. You got something that's scaring the league right now. A lot of people are trying to get on this Cowboy bandwagon slowly but surely, talking about, I don't like the Cowboys, I never liked them, but I'm a fan of Zeke, I'm a fan of Dak. I know what that means. You guys are having the reminiscing moments where the Cowboys used to dominate with Jimmy, Troy, Emmett, Irvin, and such. You guys are having that flashback like I told you. These are like the Cowboys of old that we're seeing. So I'm just trying to tell you guys specifically, like, do not get caught up in that hoopla of thinking that Romo got what it takes all the time to try to prove something. It's not worth it. It really isn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no need to rush out there and throw a guy out there that you already know what he's capable of. And there's no need when there's no absolute need. You ride the hot hand. It's about consistency and chemistry. You can't buy that. Once it's born, you run with it and run with it and run with it until you don't run with it anymore. Okay? Baseball. I don't particularly talk a whole lot about baseball, but I faded off on the Rangers. Hey, shoot me. I don't care. They already showed you what they really all about. If they wanted to win the World Series, they would have. Their whole focus is not about building a pitching staff. They're all about getting a whole lot of hype for nothing. Okay. Pushing that to the side, I did want to talk about the Chicago Cubs pulling off a long time coming, like generations worth. Like the last time they went to the World Series was in 1945, World War II. Crazy. However, it's a great thing that they're doing, but I can't for the life of me ignore what the Cleveland Indians are doing. They have only lost one game in both series combined. And that goes without saying that in baseball, pitching is everything. Now, I know that the Chicago Cubs have consistently shown heart and resilience and toughness and tenacity and all that. However, Terry Francona with the Cleveland Indians, they just too tough. with that pitching. I haven't seen them lose a lead. I have not seen them get blown out. They've only gave up like maybe 4 runs to one that they've only scored in that loss. But other than that, they've shut out like the opponents like 3 times. Even the Red Sox that I really like because of David Ortiz. So my pick right now, I don't think I'm gonna change it because I don't have no money, nothing, no dog in the fight or nothing like that. But if I'm picking right now, World Series, it starts on Tuesday night, picking the Cleveland Indians to win in 6. 6, more like 5. I'll go Cleveland in 5 to help lift up the city because LeBron did something and all of a sudden it's trailing to the Indians. It stopped with the Browns, but it's something strong going on with the Cleveland Indians. They have a heck of a pitching staff, and that's all it is about when you were in the World Series. If you don't have pitching, you ain't got anything. I don't care how clean and tough your hitting is. Great pitching can't touch. Great hitting can't touch great pitching. I'm sorry. So Cleveland is my pick. On the bye week, I peeped enough games. Eagles fans, you got a victory against a team that was too hyped. The Minnesota Vikings. I already knew what they were all about. They started to scare me a little bit until I looked at some of the games they played and who they played. I mean, the Giants, Eli Manning, he sucks. I mean, we already know that. So that's why I was kind of giving them a little bit more. And then they beat the Texans, who is, they beat the Colts. But are they a real threat to make the playoffs and do something? No. Let's be real. You a Houston Texas fan talking back at me? So what? Hey, shoot me. Whatever. Okay. Specifically, what I watched earlier before I got started handling some business, the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons are the biggest joke to me, other than maybe the Eagles to me in the NFC. Like, I can't really take them seriously. No matter how good they are, if it wasn't for them getting Julio Jones, they'd probably be an average team at best. Like, I literally see it every time I watch this boy Matt Ryan play. He puts a lot of stats together, but 85 to 90% of his his passes, are thrown to Julio Jones. I mean, think about it. If your target was him, wouldn't you feed him the ball a whole lot? Like, I, to me, have truly lost respect for this organization since they made that pick. Julio Jones is a heck of a wide receiver. But are you trying to build a championship squad, or are you trying to just sell tickets? They've done a heck of a job with that. But their defense is weak. They gave up 33 points, rather. And they spent a lot of time trying to beef up their defense. They went and got a defensive-minded head coach, drafting these players, but they have not yet truly turned their entire franchise over into building that. They've just added regular pieces. And I saw it right there before the end of the fourth quarter. Matt Ryan they had a 1st and 20 after they got a big pass play to Julio Jones, and then 2 false start penalties. 2 made it 1st and 20, and then here comes the big pass play on 1st and 20. You do a big pass play, and you're protecting a 3-point lead. It's 30 to 27. You're in their territory, and yet you're going to pass the ball. Like, won't you run the ball to make them use their timeouts? Common sense. Yet they go a deep play action pass. He heaves the ball over to you know who, and homeboy from the middle linebacker Perryman snatches the ball in midair, and then that's when San Diego goes right down the field and ties the game up and over to send it to overtime. And then here's another situation: 4th and 1. They're on their own 50. They're on the 50, about 45 or something like that. The head coach for the Falcons decides to go for it. Okay, 4th and 1, he decides to go for it. Hands the ball off. Linebacker Perriman shoots the gap. Tackles the running back Freeman in the backfield, who, by the way, since he had his game against us last year, has been nothing but trash. He's had a little shine here and there, but truth be told, he's not a real starter. They just threw him out there because they don't want to give the whole offensive, the running back reps to Tavon Coleman, even though he has more skill set. Tavon Coleman has a better skill set, but they're giving it to Freeman. I don't know why, but that's why they're who they are. And next thing you know, they get down the field, couple of pass plays here and there, kick the field goal, win the game. San Diego 3-4, and Atlanta's 4-3. Small margin of error, and a lot of teams right now are sitting at that 3-4, 4-3 stage. I just want to let you guys know it was a very pleasant bye week. I always love watching the NFL during bye week. I mean, I love my team and playing all day, every day. However, the NFL is so funny to watch when the Cowboys are not playing. Everybody else falls into. So, once again, I just want to thank you guys for chiming in, watching. Shout out to Matt. Thank you for saying I'm speaking the truth. I'm just speaking where my heart is, homie. That's all it is. Just speaking my heart. Just want to say that, trying to shoot down this Dak versus Romo talk. Everybody wants to see Romo all the time, and I'm like, we've already seen it. I mean, all you guys who want to see Romo out there are not going to be satisfied till this dude is a paraplegic who can't lift up his son to play with him in the front yard one day. I mean, what more do you need to see from him other than him getting hurt, scraping himself off the football field? It's just not necessary. It really isn't. Just want to say thank you. Appreciate you guys, and look forward to talking to you guys next week. I might even chime in during the week, depending on if there's a topic that I really feel like I need to get off my chest, some issues and stuff like that. But the Cowboys play at home against Philly on Sunday night, which should be Sunday afternoon, but Sunday evening it is. I want to appreciate you guys once again for watching. Y'all have a good night. About to peep in on The Walking Dead, Season 7. Find out who Negan bashed in the forehead, y'all. He's DC4L.